Hi. Let's learn about Guide to Company Earnings. A quarterly earnings report is a filing made by public companies every 3 months to report on their recent financial performance. Quarterly earnings reports include items such as net income, earnings per share, earnings from continuing operations, and net sales. Stock analysts and investors use quarterly earnings reports as one way to gauge the financial health of the company and its prospects for the future. Quarterly earnings reports provide an update of 3 financial statements: the income statement, the balance sheet, and the cash flow statement. That information includes an overview of sales, expenses, and net income for the most recent quarter. The report may also provide a comparison to the previous year and possibly to the previous quarter. Some quarterly earnings reports include a brief summary and analysis from the CEO or other company spokesperson. The quarterly earnings report is generally backed up by the company's Form 10-Q, which companies must file with the Securities and Exchange Commission each quarter for the first 3 quarters of the year. The 10-Q is more comprehensive in nature than the quarterly earnings report and provides additional details. It is usually published a few weeks after the quarterly earnings report. Fundamental analysts pay particular attention to the trend in ratios gleaned from quarterly earnings reports over time, rather than to individual data points from the latest report. One of the most important numbers for these analysts is earnings per share. Some companies post quarterly earnings reports going back several years on their websites. The announcement of quarterly earnings for a stock, particularly for widely followed large capitalization stocks, can move the overall market. An individual stock's price can also fluctuate wildly on days when the company's quarterly earnings report is released. For better or worse, a company's ability to beat earnings estimates projected by analysts or by the firm itself can be more important than its ability to grow earnings over the prior year. If it fails to meet or exceed the estimates published before the release, that may result in a sell-off of the stock. In capital markets, it is all about market expectations, since many believe expectations are already reflected in stock prices, following the efficient markets theory. You should be able to obtain the exact date and time for a quarterly earnings report announcement from the company's investor relations department. Fundamental analysis attempts to determine the intrinsic value of a particular stock by studying both its unique financial data and trends in the larger economy. In that way, fundamental analysts hope to identify stocks that are trading at lower or higher prices than their actual worth. Here are 4 key takeaways. 1. Public companies file quarterly earnings reports to detail their latest performance. 2. A quarterly earnings report contains information on the company's net income, earnings per share, earnings from continuing operations, net sales, and other data. 3. Fundamental analysts look for trends in the data from the current and previous quarterly reports. 4. When a company's quarterly earnings report fails to live up to expectations, its share price, and sometimes the entire market, can be affected. Hope this would help. Thanks for watching.